Hello everyone, welcome back to the Daily Dizzle. It's Wednesday, May 23rd, 2012. The Dizzlemits, Tom Denardi here, bringing the latest entertainment headline news. Not too much in the way of news today, but we did come up with a few points, so let's jump in with them. First, we told you the other day how Kick-Ass 2 is in the pipeline. You've got Matthew Vaughn, who is the director of the original, who's serving as producer because he's moved on to bigger and better things with the X-Men. Jeff Wadlow, who is best known for the movie Cry Wolf, is directing this one, and he's been talking a little bit about the script. Now, the second comic book does not feature the character Hit Girl as much, who was kind of the breakout character in the first film. Chloe Moretz, you guys would know her from Dark Shadows, the Tim Burton Johnny Depp movie that just came out for that, even though no one saw it. You know her as a little girl. She was also in the Let the Right One In remake for America. Let Me In. She was also in 500 Days of Summer, so chances are, whether or not you know it, you've seen her before. She's not officially attached. The other two main actors are expected to come back, you know, McLovin and the other dude, just because they haven't had a huge career. Meanwhile, she has been in at least 2 or 3 movies each year that have a huge cast, and is really establishing herself as, you know, a modern-day Abigail Breslin, Dakota Fanning. So while it's not necessarily important that she returns to some of the other characters, you still got Red Mist, you know, McLovin, his evolution into motherfucker, and the next one seems to be the big story, which is going to be awesome. But it will be a little bit disappointing if the breakout role of the first film doesn't return for the second one. There's still plenty of time to figure out things for that film, you know, who's in, who's out, so I'm expecting plenty of notices of casting in the next few months. But moving on to some what's old is new again news. First, anyone who goes and sees Men in Black 3 in IMAX 3D this weekend is going to be treated to a 6-minute preview for The Amazing Spider-Man. That on top of the 4-minute super preview from America's Got Talent. You've got the website giving away previews. You've had clips pretty much coming out online, you know, once a week for the past couple months. But I didn't know better. I would say that Sony is trying to convince people that they actually want to come see this movie. It seems like I'm not the only one who is a little bit more faithful to the Sam Raimi original Spider-Man trilogy. I'm probably one of like 5 people in the whole world who actually admittedly like Spider-Man 3 because of Aaron Foreman in it. And that's pretty much the reason most people hated the film, so maybe I'm not the opinion to be asking, but at the same time, it definitely seems like this one is missing that built-in blockbuster appeal of the original, and now it just seems like, oh, we're trying to redo it and cash in. That's usually what happens with all these previews coming out. I remember John Carter Mars did something similar where they ended up putting out like 10 minutes of the film online in the first week to try and be like, hey, you guys want to come see us? It didn't quite work out as well as that one became the second biggest bomb of the year, only behind Battleship. But we gotta be realistic. Comparing John Carter and Battleship to Spider-Man is definitely apples to oranges. Spider-Man does have a lot of good faith in it. Even the people who are going to refuse to see it because they're partial to the other films. There's a whole generation of kids who haven't gotten to see a Spider-Man film yet. So it could go either way. I'm not expecting it to set the box office on fire, but I do expect it to perform. You know, like every other superhero movie around the summer, get at least in the mid-100 million, you know, possibly 200 to 300 million dollar range. But we will have more on that as well as Spider-Man gets closer to release. Hopefully more previews will come out so we get more of an idea of just how bad the company's expecting it to do. So moving on, in case you haven't heard, between The Lion King coming out last year and Beauty and the Beast coming out earlier this year, both in 3D, Disney is on their 3D revival kick. Later this year we will get Finding Nemo in theaters. Just like Lion King, it's being advertised with a limited engagement, which means in the first couple weeks the box office is going to be huge. It'll be amazing when it opens higher than the new movies that are coming out that no one's ever seen before. But at the same time, in the second and third weeks, you can expect a bigger drop-off because usually Disney ends up canceling that whole limited thing. And they're like, oh, you keep it as long as you want, because I remember Lion King playing into the holiday season last year. Not quite limited, a couple months there. So that'll be all for today's show, but thanks for checking us out here as always. Hopefully you learned something new, and hopefully you weren't one of those trolls. Oh, how am I supposed to learn something from the dude talking? I can't pay attention. But if you're not one of those people and you want to keep up with more of the Daily Dizzles, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on your screen right now. We are here Monday through Friday. As soon as they're uploaded, they go right to your YouTube feed, and you won't have to take any extra effort to try and search us out. So hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow with some more entertaining news. So for the Daily Dizzle, I'm Tommy Dizzlemits. Hopefully we'll see you back here Thursday where you can get more of your Dizzle Daily.